Okay, good. Awesome. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. Good night, guys. Super excited, man, to be here. Glad to have all you guys on the line. Let me know if I think you guys probably might be hearing my computer audio still. Let me change that real quick before we go ahead and start. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, let me know who's plugged in on this call because tonight is going to be super important. Yeah, every night is important. Every chairman Skillscamp is important. But I want to make sure you guys really get this information tonight. I see Barbados, I see Bim on the line, I see Turks and Caicos plugged in on the call. Who else is here, man? Let me know in the chat box who's on. We got 87 persons on the call. Who's plugged in? Who's plugged in? We got more TCI. USA is on the call. More Barbados on the call. Wealth Revolution is not a country, but Wealth Revolution is on the call. More Barbados. Turks and Caicos, Barbados. Where's Jamaica? Oh, okay, cool. Jamaica on the line. Antigua on the line. More Barbados. Where is St. Martin? Where is Grenada at? Where are you guys at? Where's more? Okay, see more Jamaicas on the call. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let me know who is here. It's the whole country, the Republic of Revolution. You're right, bro. All right, guys. Bermuda, what's St. Martin on the call? Good. Now we can go ahead, man, and get started. I see we've got some more countries on the call. So, guys, tonight we're gonna be talking about building a chairman organization. Yeah. Somebody tell me what's that on the screen. Somebody tell me what's that on this screen, man. Talk to me. Building a chairman organization. Let's go. Let's get it. Guys, listen, for the organization, man, to really rank up, go to another level, that means that all of us got to rank up, go to another level. I am super excited. I definitely believe this is the year that the takeover goes Chairman 100. Yeah, so that means that we got a ton of chairman popping in the organization. We got a ton of platinum 1000s popping in the organization as well. We got a ton of P2s, P5000s. We got a ton of platinum 600s, a ton of platinum 150s. I'm super excited, man, for this year and everything that's happening. Drop some stuff in the chat box for yourself. You guys definitely feeling the momentum, the acceleration that we spoke about at the beginning of the year. It's all intentional, all of us being participating in our own miracle. Yeah. Like Luke said, man, it was the principle that brought the acceleration, man. So I'm super excited, man, for all of us. Super excited for all of you, right? Because guys, it is definitely crucial, right, that we continue to do what is required. And tonight, I want to really drop some keys for you guys, some things that really aren't spoken that much about, and I really hope that it goes on to really impact your life in a significant way. It really goes on to help you to really build a massive organization, right? So you guys know for the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about prospecting, presenting, promoting. All right, how many guys got value from that? Right? How many guys got value from that? Let me know in the chat box. Let me know in the chat if you guys got value from the sessions. We gotta upload the rest of the recordings. My apologies. We got some has some editing to do from like the music being recorded and so on at the beginning. So definitely we gotta put out the rest of the recordings, and we're going to get them to you guys ASAP. All right. So by the end of Wednesday, you're gonna have all of the recordings. Yeah, all of them. All right. So let's jump into it. Right? Let's jump into it. So guys, the prospecting, the presenting, the promoting, guys, listen, those skills, right? Those skills were a lot to do with self. Yeah, or a lot to do with you becoming better, you improving in your prospecting, you improving in your presenting, you improving in your promoting, and let me add the 4P. The fourth P, you improving in your personal development. Yeah, so that's the 4 P's. And like I have here on the screen, my guys, at this point, it's no longer about you. Yeah, it's no longer about you. If you want to build a chairman organization, it's no longer about you at this point, right? You got to move from me to we. Okay, you got to move from you got to move from me to we. Okay, it's now becomes a part about the team. Let me see, anybody on the call is a platinum 150 and above. We're going to drop it in the chat. If you're a P150 and above, we're going to put it in the chat box. Drop something, right? Drop ranked up in the chat box, right? Drop ranked up in the chat box. If you're a P150 and above, drop it in the chat. Okay, awesome, awesome. Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Okay, good stuff. Perfect. So the first thing I have here, man, guys, at this point, right, it's not about you just becoming a better player, right? It's about you becoming a better leader. Yeah, if you want to build a massive organization, yes, you have to improve in your personal skills, but it doesn't stop there. Right? It doesn't stop there. You got to become a better leader as well. All right. So the growth has to continue to take place. The growth is continuous. Yeah. The skills get you better. The leadership, guess what it does? It gets your teams better. All right. It gets your teams better. Okay. So we want to move from just being good, me being good, to me now leading a team of great individuals. All right. And that's why I mentioned the 4 P's. It's about you. It's personal. Yeah, the 4 P's are personal. Yeah, and what's great, what I really how I really like to break it down is that the 4 P's are personal, and the 3 R's are about the team. Okay, the 4 P's are personal, and the 3 R's are about the team. Somebody type in the chat, what's the 3 R's? Because the 3 R's now is what causes you to build movements, right? The 3 R's, what causes you guys to build movement. So it's recruit, retain, reproduce, or replicate, right? Reproduce or replicate. Actually, same thing. We will edit that and put that in. So perfect, right? Reproduce or replicate. Yeah. So, guys, those are the 3 R's. And that's the difference, because you are the person that just hit ranks. Yeah. You can rank up. I can enroll a whole bunch of people, go to platinum 150, go to platinum 600, go to platinum 1000, go to platinum 2000, right? But if you want to build a movement now, you see the takeover, somebody drop a takeover in the chat. The takeover is a movement, right? The takeover is a movement now, right? This is not just a team. We would have created a movement, right? All of you guys are a part of a movement. All right. And that comes now when systems are being duplicated and replicated in the team, right? When it's not just me prospecting, but it's the organization recruiting, it's the movement recruiting. When people are not just coming into the business, but people are staying in this opportunity, people are staying in this movement, right? People aren't just joining the movement, but they're staying in the movement. That is where the true growth really goes on and takes place. Yeah. And I'm excited, man, about this tonight, right? Because I really want to put some stuff in perspective. I already help us, to really view this through a different lens. Yeah, really view this through a different lens. Guys, you would have heard Akeem talk about it at the beginning. Probably he shares it a lot, actually, talking about in the beginning, his story. He was really just focused on self, and that was the same for me too. I mean, when I got started, I saw this thing as a business, not this. I saw the industry as a fantastic business opportunity. I saw low startup, high return. Ding, ding, ding. That makes business sense, right? So I was like, okay, cool. I'm all in. And it was about how many persons I could enroll. All right. I could sell. So talk, enroll a whole bunch of people, right? It wasn't really about building a movement. It wasn't really about helping people get success. It was bringing them into this opportunity the opportunity is going to do the rest. So for those of you that are on this line that might be probably thinking that way, I want to shift your thinking now at this point. I want to change your perspective now on this point, at this point, right? Because like I mentioned, the first thing I mentioned, it has to move from me to we. Yeah, it has to move from me to we, and it has to be genuine. It is, listen, it is impossible to build a massive organization just caring about self. That's the truth, right? It is impossible to build a massive organization just looking out for you. Listen, guys, that's the bottom line right there. It's impossible. And I want you guys to hear me at this point, right? Because we can't go on to build an organization just thinking about myself. You know why? Because that gives the movement a bad name. All right, that gives the movement, that gives the take, because you know what's going to happen? People are going to look at you. People are going to look at the movement. It's one band, one sound, one team, one dream, right? So as we are building, as we are sharing this opportunity and really going on to build a massive organization, we got to be focused on the recruiting, the retention, right? And the reproduction, the replication in the organization, right? We're producing the systems and so on in the organization. Those are the things that are going to be super important for us to really go on and build a massive team, right? If I can't remember who asked the question, I think it was Gavin on Tuesday. Are you a general in this movement, or are you just a foot soldier? Yeah, do you see yourself as a general in this thing? Are you a key player in this movement? Or are you just another sign up? Are you just someone that just decide, you know what? I'm just gonna be here. You know, I'm just here to spectate. I'm just here with my pom-poms to cheer on everybody else. Who are you guys? Talk to me in the chat, man. Are you here to go to another level, see the results? Are you here to help other persons see the results? Right? Are you just here to just come and drop summons in the chat, to just be on calls? Oh my gosh. Ooh, ah. Are you here with your pom-poms? You know, listen, are you here in the game? Or are you here celebrating everybody else? That's the question, right? That's the question, you know, and I want to go into this, you know, real quick for those of you, man, that have plugged in on the call with Luke. Let me know in the chat box if you have watched that video as yet. Type in the chat box. Type it in the chat. Let me know if you plugged into that video several times. Actually, you should have plugged into it. Not just you, but your team as well. Let me know if you guys have. Awesome. I saw someone says studied it, right? Because definitely, right? If you want to really build a massive organization, you need to be on that call, right? You need to get in on that light, right? Not just that, but then also you see the book, we've been speaking about it, building an empire, right? Building an empire. This is the way that I see this, right? Just opening up your mind to how I think about this industry, right? GoPro gives you the skills. GoPro gives you the 4 R's. Building an empire now helps you to do just that. Build an empire, recruit, retain, replicate. Right? Building an empire takes things now to a whole different level. If you want to build an empire now, building an empire, get the book, read the book, please. Yeah, I beg you. Yeah, don't. That book, that's probably one. I didn't hesitate on that book. Right? I didn't hesitate on that book. Right? I relied on GoPro when we were first introduced. But after it was like, yo, listen, after we're reading GoPro, somebody telling us, one of our mentors saying, right, someone that would have earned 6 figures in the industry saying, read GoPro, we waited for about 2 years. You see, after reading GoPro, and we saw building an empire, there was no question. Listen, there was no question at that point. At that point, it was like, yo, listen, get the book, read the book. Right? Change everything as well. Like took everything to another level, saw this industry through a different lens, change everything for you. So if you haven't got the book as yet or read the book, if it's on its way, start to listen to the audio book. right? Start to listen to the audiobook. If it's on its way, start to listen to the audiobook. Don't stick up your success waiting for a book to get to you. Start to listen to the audiobook, right? Then when the audiobook comes, you're going to get the rest of it. Yeah. So here's what we're looking at. Let's look at recruiting real quick, right? Because what Luke brought down was phenomenal, right? And this is the way that I see recruiting. Prospecting, I see prospecting personal. Yeah, I see prospecting as very personal. You know what I mean? I see recruiting now as an entire organization now. You know, we're going out and bringing in the masses. That's how I see recruiting, right? So like Luke said, wide in the day, deep in the night, because a part of you, a part of leadership, right? A part of leadership is in you actually going out and doing the work first, right? Is a part of you going out and doing the work first, right? And we're gonna break that down. But you gotta be the example, guys, right? Don't expect that you're gonna just tell your team what to do and they do it, guys. There's a thin line, not very thin actually. It's pretty broad, right? It's pretty broad. There's a broad line between being a boss and a leader, right? There's a gap between there, right? You can tell your team what to do, or you can show your team what to do, right? But we're gonna dive deeper into that, right? But you want to lead from the front. You've got to engage in the activity. You have got to do what is required. Anything that you want to see done more in your team, you start to do it. Write that down, right? Anything that you want to see done more in your team, you start to do it. Okay, you start to do it. People, listen, here's the facts, right? Here's the facts. We do more of what we see than what it is that we actually hear, right? We do more. We do more of what it is we see, right? Now, what it is that we actually hear. So you could tell, you know, do this, do that. We know this from children, right? You know, right? That your mom or somebody told you, listen, Aunt Tina, don't put your hand on the stove. The stove is hot. Don't put my hand on the stove. Tina puts her hand on the stove and realizes, oh, it's hot. it's hot for real, right? You were told, don't over leverage. You'll blow your account. Don't over leverage. I'm gonna blow my account. Let me over leverage. Oh shoot, I blew my account. Right? Listen, you were told, right? You were told, read the book. It's gonna take your business to the next level. Read the book. A book taking my business to the next level. Reads the book. Oh my gosh. Took my business to another level. Guys, you listen, I'm telling you, I'm not asking you. You're gonna do more of what it is that you see than what it is that what it is that you're told, right? So guys, listen, if you want your team to recruit more, start the process, right? So personal, your recruiting is personal. So you go wide in the day, you prospect 5 to 10 individuals, right? You prospect 5 to 10 persons during the day, right? That's you. That's your personal work. That is what you do, right? Why? Because the new momentum in your business is found in 2 places, right? It's found in 2 places. And we talk about one first. One is in new blood, right? One is in new blood, right? So for the last 6 years, 7 years that I've been in this industry, I've been recruiting. Yep. Some days harder than some, but I've been consistently recruiting. Why? Lead from the front, right? Lead from the front. Not just saying it, I'm doing it. I'm going to do it every day. I'm going to do what's required. I'm allocating time to do that, right? So you want to prospect 5 to 10 persons. You want to present 5 to 6 nights a week, right? I'm hearing David and some other leaders saying, you know, you want to be doing 5 and 6 presentations a day, right? But if I'm prospecting, this is the way that I look at it. I know you guys got to tell me, right? But it's the way I'm looking at it. If I'm prospecting, I'm doing presentations as well, right? I'm doing presentations as well with some of these individuals. So if we can get 5 to 6 presentations happening a day, my goodness, let's get it, right? And I'm talking personal. Okay? So you want to present 5 or 6 nights a week, right? Promote the team event. So like this should have, when we spoke about this should have been promoted throughout your team throughout the day, right? All your builders should be on the call, plugged in to get this information, right? The 7 p.m. call with Jamar, DCX, that should have been promoted. Get everybody plugged in. The 6 a.m. calls, getting them on, right? Promote the events, okay? Personal development. You got to be engaging in that every single day. 30 minutes to an hour, right? 30 minutes to an hour, 2 hours, they would say tops, right? 2 hours, they would say tops. That would be personal activity. Now, deep in the night, it's not about you, right? You building your business at night, it's not about you. So at nighttime, I'm not checking for me. I know that from 6 p.m. until that is when that's team. All right, that's team. When we say deep in the night, that's building depth in your organization. Watch this. Wide increases your income. Depth increases the longevity of your business. Write that down. Right? Wide increases your income. Depth increases the longevity of your business. If you want your business to last, you got to go deep. You got to listen. You got to be doing the presentations, right? Presentations has to be happening in your team as well, right? How many individuals in your team are showing the plan? We went through this, right? The team that has the most presenters is going to have the most momentum. It's going to have the biggest business. How many presenters are in your team? Are you the only person presenting? Think about it, right? Because if you're the star, right? If you're the star, the show all the time, if you're the person doing it all, showing the plan all the time, you're the only person doing it, guess what? Your team is only going to have success on your time. Your team is only going to grow on your time. You've got to listen, I've got to the place where I do not know when there are some presentations happening in my business. I love that fact. Right? I love that fact. Right? I don't need to know everything that's going on in the organization. Listen, when it's fantastic when the business is being built unbeknownst to you. Right? You don't know that there's presentations happening in Dubai. You don't know that there's presentations happening. Like, guys, think about it. You think that Chad knows that there's presentations happening XYZ time in this leg of the organization? No. You don't need to have hands on every area. And that's the point you want to get to. Having more presenters in your business, having the plan being shown multiple times, right? Multiple times. Right? I remember at one point we were like, oh my goodness, so many presentations happening at the same time. Now it's like perfect, right? Perfect. Because the presentation could be happening and being seen in Turks and Caicos, another one being seen in France, another one being seen in Jamaica, another one being seen in Canada, all at the same time. Right? All at the same time. That builds depth in your organization. That builds depth in your organization. That builds continuity in your organization. Because you want it to happen regardless of if you are there or not. Training sessions, right? Listen, for all of us on the line, man, listen, I'm telling you, P150, P600, P1000, P2000, there's going to be a point, right? You got to start to train your team. As you increase, the level of training increases, right? The depth of the training increases, right? What you train about increases. As you increase, that's going to increase as well. Right? But you got to be training your teams because this is where the duplication occurs. Are you saying the same thing? Right? Are we repeating the same thing? Are the same systems being duplicated throughout the organization? Because guys, listen to me here, right? We've got the momentum, right? We've got the momentum, but it's at this point that we decide whether we continue to create more momentum or if we start to decline and go backwards, right? If we go from having momentum to now a museum, I remember when we start to look and say, oh, I remember when this used to happen, right? Because it's at this point, the systems, which is the machinery, that's what's going to keep this organization going. So when you look and see in your business, okay, let me see what's happening right now. We have the momentum, perfect. All right, we have the momentum, perfect. What's going to keep the momentum going? Systems. Right? The machinery is what keeps the momentum going. So when I look at my organization and I see, okay, I don't have the momentum, right? Or the momentum is slowing down. Question has to be, do I have the systems flowing in my organization? Do I have the tools flowing in my organization? Do I have presentations happening in my organization? Do I have prospecting happening in my organization? Are individuals showing the plan? Are individuals doing personal development? Are persons plugging into the tools, systems, right? Trainings. Oh, is that happening? Are persons plugging into the training tools? What are they using? Right? You guys following me? Let me know, man, because listen, when you look at your organization, that is what's going to determine whether you continue the momentum in your organization or whether it starts to slow down. Right? Or whether it starts to slow down. It's the machinery that continues that momentum. The systems, put the systems in place, the systems is what create the continuity. Yeah. So then we got connect, right? What do I mean by that, man? This is a major part of your business, right? In the nighttime, you want to connect with your team. That's just a fact, right? Connect with your team, connect. I mean, this could happen at any time, right? But connect with your team, connect with your leaders, build relationships, right? Build relationships, right? This is what's going to cause your organization to really, really flourish, right? I try as much as possible to build a relationship with everybody, in my organization. I mean, it's not that possible, I mean, it's not impossible either, but every relationship, of course, is not going to be as close, but you want to know the persons in your organization, right? Know the team, connect with them. This is how you build a long-lasting organization, right? To connect with them, call them, right? Spend a couple minutes on the phone with them. Know who it is you're doing business with. Yeah, it becomes, listen, let me tell you when your organization really starts to blow up, right? It becomes more than a business relationship, right? When the persons in your organization, you start to see them as a family rather than just a business partner. When you see your team legit as family rather than just a business partner, that's when things change. All right. So replication, man. All right. And I just really want to talk about this as well, man. Just not really going deep into, the 3 R's, but just to break down something in this aspect, that I think is really key, very crucial for the success of this organization, right? And for you as well, for all of you that are on your way to chairman. Let me see, anybody really like trying to go chairman though? Like anybody really trying to go chairman, or is that just something that I want for you guys? All right, anybody really trying to go chairman? Yeah. Yes, sir. Awesome. Right? But this is going to be super, super important. Right? And I think I mentioned this earlier, right? And here's the key. It's easy to mention, but it takes a leader, right? It's supposed to be a leader to mentor. It's easy to mention. Guys, that's the easy part. Right? It's the easy part. Is to mention. Just tell your team, do this, do that, do the next, do the third. That's the easy part, But the work comes now in the mentoring. I'm gonna tell you, the work comes in the mentoring. I want you guys to write this down, right? Every blessing comes with a burden. Write that down, right? Every blessing comes with a burden. And a lot of persons profess to be leaders, but they want the blessing, but they run from the burden. You know what's the burden? The burden is in the work. The burden is in doing the presentation. The burden is in doing the trainings. The burden, right, is in connecting with the team. Right? Every blessing comes with a burden. I want you guys to really write that down. Yeah, because it's gonna be super important, man. I'm telling you, because on this journey, right? On this journey, this going chairman is going to test you, all right? Not just test you, it's gonna force you to grow. Right? It's gonna force you to grow in all areas. All right, every blessing comes with a burden. All right, that's what I said. Every blessing comes with a burden. It's gonna force you to grow in all areas. It's gonna force you to grow and develop. You know, it's gonna force you to become more, you know, and you have got to understand that every day, right? The work of the work of a chairman, the work of a leader, period, is not easy, man. And we gotta accept that. You know, we gotta be okay with that. You know, we gotta understand, man, that, you know, like, yes, you know, you're gonna be doing session after session after session. I probably do. I probably gonna ask Agim. I probably do maybe about three or four calls a day, right? Maybe about 3 or 4 calls a day. You know, you're doing call after call, different aspects of the organization, dealing with different things. You know, you're gonna have things arise in your organization, right? And sometimes, you know, it's interesting. Sometimes it's not always going to be, you know, directly an income producing activity, right? Sometimes you're out in fires, right? And I'm just sharing this with you guys so you guys can really understand what I'm saying. You know, like as a leader, it's more than just strategically planning. You know, sometimes you gotta know, and I want you guys to write this down, right? You've got to know when to sit with individuals and when to push them, right? You've got to know when to sit with persons and when to push them. You know, and that's something that I really had to develop as well over the years. You know, really connecting with Imran also to, you know, brought a lot of stuff, put a lot of stuff in perspective. You know, and as you build your organization, sometimes you're gonna wonder, like, what is it that people aren't doing? What it is that, you know, we say, what it is that we're showing them, the things that we want them to replicate and duplicate and reproduce, etc., in the organization. Why is it some things that isn't happening? Before you actually go into, you know, how we make those things happen, like, I want you guys to again, you know, like, write this down, right? And something I found like this would have, and this for all the leaders and everybody on the line, you know, this would have helped me in a major way, right? We look at these 3 things, these 3 C's, right? And it's one, you look at the character, right? It's always one of 3 issues. It's either in the character, circumstance, or competence, right? When you look and see why a person isn't doing, you know, what it is that they're supposed to, it usually lies in one of these 3 areas. It's either a character issue, right? Circumstances, something going on in their life, or competence, they just don't know how, right? They just don't know how. And you know what's crazy sometimes, right? And notice my words, sometimes we are trying to instill belief and confidence in individuals to do certain things, when at the very root, they just don't know how. Listen, at the very root, they just don't know how, right? And if they learn the how, right? If they learn the how, okay, what do you guys want me to repeat? Let me know in the chat before I go on. Talk to me here real quick, right? The 3 C's. Okay, so it's circumstance, it's competence, right? Circumstance, competence, and character, right? Circumstance, something is happening in their life. causing them to not be able to function, not be able to do what's required, etc. Right? Something is hindering them. Yeah. Competence, they just don't know how. You never taught them how. Right? You expect them to run the play, you expect them to do 5 to 6 nights a week. They don't know how. Right? You expect them to prospect, they don't know how. Promote, they don't know how. Right? Recruit, they don't know how. Right? Market on social media, they just don't know how. Right? I love what Mario just said. Don't blame them if you didn't train them. Yeah. So that's the next thing. And then character. Character, it's like character is like laziness. Right? You want to know why they're not doing it? Because it's a character flaw. They're probably just lazy. Right? They probably, so when you look at them, it's like, okay, cool. And this is where, as leaders, we gotta know, okay, when it's a time to push individuals, and when it's a time to sit with them. Because if you never sit with them, right? If you never sit with them, you'll never know these things. You'll never know the areas that you need, to connect with them on. You'll never know, right? You might be pushing. Imagine, right? You're pushing individuals when you're supposed to be sitting with them. You can imagine that I'm sitting and you're pushing me. You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna fall. I have nothing to stand on. Right? You're pushing me when you're supposed to be sitting with me. Right? And that's a lot of things, that's an area for a lot of leaders. I had to learn that too. You gotta know sometimes that, yeah, right now is not the time to push this person. Right now is the time to sit with this individual. Right? Because I'm trying to create duplication in my organization, but I'm just pushing. Look, listen, look, we gotta do this. We gotta get this done. We gotta get that done. Get that done. And you realize like nothing is happening. The wheels aren't turning. Right? Like this is how I see it in my mind, right? It's like you're trying to push a car, but the handbrakes pull up. Right? Listen, you're trying to get the car to move, but the handbrakes still up. You're gonna get a ton of resistance. It's gonna be hard, right? But if you never stop pushing and go and sit in the car to realize, oh shoot, handbrakes up. Let me drop the handbrakes. Am I making sense? Right? Am I making sense? When we look now and see, okay, cool. When I identify it's one of these three things, then it makes my life a lot easier as a leader, to really help an individual to go to another level, right? Because and here's the thing, because we can be making those confessions, and this is the truth. And then, like, again, you guys know I taught you guys straight because, I keep it 100, right? We could be speaking belief, right? And I think Luke called it, what did he say? Then Luke called it confession without foundation. You could be speaking belief, right? You could be speaking belief, but you're not competent. There's nothing that's going to come out of it. Right? There's nothing that's going to come out of it. Like, there are a lot of people that make declarations and so on. At that point, it is faith without works. That is literally what it is. Right? So that's why it is important to learn these skills. Yes, it is important to become competent, right? But as leaders as well, we got to be aware and know, like, listen, sometimes we might be looking to really instill that belief and faith in individuals, right? That belief and confidence in persons, when really and truly at this point, you just need to help that person become competent. And listen, let me talk to you guys, right? And like I said, keep it straight, keep it 100. Most times, if you know a thing, like listen, if I am super competent and I know, listen, that every person that I talk to, it is a done deal that I'm going to enroll them. I don't have an issue with my belief in myself. I never have an issue in me thinking if I can close a person or not, because I know that I'm competent. I can go and pick up a football right now and start to juggle it. You don't got to test me in that area. You don't got to gas me up or encourage me in that area, because I know my competence. I know that I can do it. So when a person knows they can do a thing, I'm telling you, boom, belief raises, right? Belief raises, right? So you help a person become competent. And this is going to be a major part, right? A major part of you as a leader, really creating that duplication in your organization, right? That replication, that reproduction. I see it all as the same, really and truly, right? Really creating making other individuals adequate, doing what is required. And I got here, it's all about me. All right, it's all about me. Me is an acronym. I'm get a little cool with it, right? So when you look at it, right, as a leader, this is how you're gonna create that duplication in your organization, right? You gotta model it, right? You gotta be the example first, and I just spoke about that. You gotta be the example. You go and do the work. You set the example. You set the standard. Let your team see you doing presentations, prospecting, connecting with individuals, promoting, getting on the phone. Let your team see you doing these things, right? Because again, if they don't see you, if they don't know what's gonna happen, they're gonna think you're just being a boss. You're just telling me what to do, right? Stop telling me what to do. Most people tell you, every person that joined this business didn't join for a boss. So if you think you're the boss, telling everybody, listen, this is what to do, this is what to do, this, but you're doing nothing, wrong place. This is what you call a volunteer army. All right? You can't fire no one. Yeah, you can't fire no one. This is what you call a volunteer army. Your team ain't gonna move unless you move, right? So next thing here, look, mentor and equip. So then you go and teach them. This is no you helping your team become competent, right? Listen, don't just show them and expect them to do, right? Don't just tell them and expect them to do. Don't just show them and expect to do. No, you got to teach, right? You got to teach them though. Yeah. So that's why, like, guys, we say, you know what? Listen, we got to really teach these skills. We got to really go in and teach the team how to do this thing. We got to really go in and teach the team how to duplicate in their business. So if I want my team to start presenting, teach them, right? I do it and then I teach them, right? I do it and then I teach them. Guys, listen, I want you to oops, right? I want you to write this down, right? You got to live it. You got to learn it, right? Then you got to live it. And then you got to lead it. Listen, with all the skills, with everything that's going on, right? You got to live it. You got to learn it first. And you got to live it. And then you got to lead it, right? So you learn these skills. You listen, you learn these skills. Yeah. Then it becomes a part of you when you start to actually just do it, when you start to live it, right? A lot of individuals, let me tell you what happens. And I hope this helps everybody, right? A lot of persons are just taking in information and putting it back out, right? They're learning it and then trying to lead it, but they don't live it. Listen, they're just taking in the information and trying to lead it, right? Taking in the information and putting it back out. They don't internalize it. It doesn't become a part of them. So, Imran said it best, right? What happens at that point now is that you become impressive from afar, right? You become impressive from afar. I can look at you and say, listen, this person is posting all the right things. Wow. They look competent. They sound like a leader. But then when they get up close, you're mediocre. So you're impressive from afar, but mediocre up close. Guys, you want to learn it, then you live it, and then lead it, right? So that's why it's important that you learn this information, you be the example and live it. Let it become a part of you, internalize it, right? So that when you start to lead it now, so that when you start to equip your team and teach your team how to do it, they can see, okay, yeah, you're really real. You really know what you're talking about, right? You really hit platinum 1000 and know how you hit it. So you can now start to teach me. You can now equip me. It wasn't a fluke. It didn't just happen. right? I hope you guys catching me at this point, right? You're consciously aware of how you did it. Because and I can't remember who said this, but when information comes to you, right, it might come to you as a seed, but it gonna leave you as fruit, right? And what does that mean? When it comes to you, you gotta internalize it, right? It got marinate, like you gotta know, really take this thing, and it settle in, right? So that when you put it back out, no, right? Luke said, right? So that when you put it back out, right, it's no fruit. It's not just something that you copy and pasted. It's not something you just took off the internet. It's like, oh yeah, boy, that sounds good, right? That sounds good. Whoo. You just take it off the internet, boom, repost it, right? You take a picture of yourself, you put it on a flyer, and you put a nice quote on it, right? And you repost it. So yeah, you're impressive from afar. People see you, it's like, I would join her business. But then they come in and they don't stay in, right? Just talking about the retention here now, right? They come in and they don't stay in. Why they don't stay in? Because you were just impressive from afar, but up close you were mediocre. We gotta grow, right? Because if we want to mentor, right, and not just mention, if we want to mentor individuals and not just mention things to them, we have got to grow. It has to become a part of us. You can't teach what you don't know. You can't lead what it is you don't know. So notice, remember I said, you learn it first, and then persons are trying to lead it, but they don't live it. Listen, all has to take place like this. You learn it, you live it, then you lead it. All right? That's how it has to take place. And that's when you see persons actually start to listen to you. You know why people in your organization might not be listening? Because you're in the really world. Listen, stepping on some toes. Because the information you're taking in, you're not letting it, what do you say, permeate, right? You're not letting it settle, not letting it marinate, right? It hasn't become a part of you. So when you go to speak about it, it don't sound like you, right? It don't sound like you, and yeah, it's okay, right? It's okay for a time to sound like someone else, right? But you see, when it becomes a part of you, you could start to put out the information though in a manner that it doesn't just sound copy and pasted, right? It doesn't sound copy and pasted. It doesn't sound like a quote that you took off the internet, right? Well, what's one of these quotes that I usually say? Why nothing is coming to my mind right now. Yeah, nothing is coming to my mind right now, right? But it becomes authentic, right? You add some meat to it. Let me just say that, right? You are in a place that you just add some meat to it, right? And you could put some perspective to it. No, you could put your own perspective to it. You could take it. Listen, let me show you something. You know why Ron is able to, like, on TTT, take all of these words and like Ron got all these metaphors and similes and puns and all kind of thing happening. You know why? Because the information on the inside of him. So you could use it anyway, right? You could call, I'm telling you, you could probably call on Ron, give Ron a word, and Ron is going to train on it. That is when you know that the information is on the inside of you, because it don't matter what it is, you just pick up and train. I remember we did a session with that with the leaders, right? Train, I think we call it, train the word, something like that. You could just pick up a word and start to train on it. You know why? Because the information on the inside of you, right? What's on the inside is going to come out. I remember I think it was Dwayne Howard. Akeem, you can confirm that from me. That said this to Akeem, right? I remember Akeem told me this, right? It's what's on the inside is going to come out. Right? What's on the inside is going to come out. So when people start to talk to you, when you start to connect with person, perfect. When you start to connect with individuals, you start to connect with your team, what's on the inside of you is going to come out every single time. Right? Every single time. So you model, you mentor, right? You motivate. So this is where you instill the belief and confidence now. So you're now packing on the encouragement and everything, once you got that person competent, right? Once that person knows what it is to do, guys, you could gas up at that point. No, you could instill the belief and confidence in that individual. You empower them, right? You empower them. This, I'm telling you how to create this duplication in your organization. And then lastly, you monitor, right? And execute, right? So you monitor, literally you monitor the execution. So now you're at this place where you can now watch them do it, right? And then you're able to help them, become better in that particular area, right? This is what I mean when it says it's all about me, right? Because as a leader, this is how you create duplication, right? You model the example, you model and be an example, right? You monitor and equip, yeah? You motivate and empower. Okay, awesome. You motivate and empower, right? Then you monitor the execution, right? This is how you're gonna go and create that duplication in your organization, man. Let me know if you guys are following, man. Right? Because this got me super excited, just really going through it, just taking this information out of my head of just like, yo, listen, if persons capture this, it doesn't matter the area, from creating presenters in your organization to creating, persons being able to recruit in your organization, whatever area, the areas that you got to personally grow in, you've got to teach your teams, period. Right? The prospecting, presenting, promoting, personal development, personal, right? Then you create that in your organization. That's how you're going to get the recruiting, the retention, the replication, the reproduction, right? That's how it's going to come about, because you learn it first, right? You live it, you start to do it, then you lead it. You teach your teams, right? You teach your teams. Then they go out and get it done, right? You point them in the right direction. Like Akeem said, you know what signpost. You point them to the information, right? But there is going to be a point you've got to train on it, because every time you can't point, right? Every time you can't point, there's sometimes that a person is going to come to you for the information, right? And you know what's going to happen? What's on the inside is going to come out. And if there's nothing on the inside, if you don't live it, nothing ain't going to come out. You can't lead it. And the persons in your team join you for a reason. So I'm forcing them, and I'm challenging all of you guys right now to step up, to go to another level, to become, right? Because it's in the becoming that we have the income. The income is what comes at that point. You got to become, right? We got to grow. If you're trying to go chairman, everybody on this call saying they're trying to go chairman, become it. Become it. Grow. Get better. Don't just become a better player, become a better leader, right? So we learn these skills, then we got to learn to teach these skills. Yeah, we learn the skills, but we're going to learn to teach these skills as well. All right. So guys, listen, I just got a little fancy with it. You know what I mean? But I want to share this last thing with you guys. How many guys getting value so far, man? Just drop value in the chat. Let me know. Let me see. Talk to me real quick. If you guys getting value, man, so far, everything, drop some value in the chat. Awesome, awesome, awesome. No, guys, listen. All right, listen. I really wish that individuals capture this, and I've been seeing it now probably for the last about 3 or 4 weeks, right? For the last 3 or 4 weeks, I heard Luke say something similar as well, but for the last 3 or 4 weeks, right? I've been saying this, guys, all of you that are building your business, you're looking to go P1, you're looking to go P2, trying to get from P2 to P5, trying to get from P5 to Chairman 10, guys, the momentum, right? Oh, listen, the momentum, right, guys, is in the new blood in your business. Listen to me. The momentum is in the new blood in your business, right? You've got to be looking at, who can I launch? Who are the new persons in my organization that I can launch? Listen, you got to go deep in your organization. Tap root in your organization. Here's what happens sometimes, right? And this is where we can become a little lackadaisical as leaders, right? we're dependent. We're so dependent. Let me see. We're so dependent on other leaders to connect. You connect. Right? Listen, you connect deep in your organization. Yeah, it's going to call for some work. Right? But remember, like I said, don't mention. Right? Don't just mention. We got to start to mentor. Right? Don't just mention. Start to mentor. Do the work. Listen. You know what that says to me? Listen, do the work. Right? Do the work. Go deep in your organization. Click through all of those placement trees and go down. Right? And go all the way down. Right? Look and see who's in new blood in your organization. Find out what they do. Find out who wants to build. Boom, let's launch. Right? You start to work with new persons. Start to work with persons that are unranked. Right? You start to work with people that are platinum 150. You start to work with the new. Right? You start to work with the new. Because here, listen. And I'm gonna talk so straight, right? Guys, how many of you guys serious about building this business? Talk to me in the chat, right? How many of you guys serious about building this business? Right? I'm gonna give you the things that are on the inside of my mind that sometimes I vocalize, probably when you are around me, you might hear it, it depends. I try as much as possible to just say everything, but it comes out at different times, right? Perfect. Now listen to this, right? Listen to me. It is easier and it is faster, right? Like 1 and 1 is 2. Yeah. It is easier and it is faster to bring new individuals into your business with new individuals in your business. Let me make that clear. It is easier and faster to bring new individuals into your business with new individuals in your business. Let me make that even more simple. Launch new people. Launch the new persons in your business. All right, let me go further with it. Let me go further with it, right? Let me mute some of these. Let me go further with it, right? When you look at, I'm talking to leaders, man. Listen, when you look at your business, right? What is the first thing we tell persons to do when they're launching their business? Let me know in the chat. Make a list. We tell them make a list, right? 120 to 150 names. I just say 150, right? 150 names. What does that mean? You now have access to a new 150 persons to expose to this opportunity. It is going to happen a lot faster for you to connect to 150 persons than for you to attract 150 persons to you. Guys, I am helping you here. Right? Somebody please capture this, right? It is faster for you to connect with a new person that wants to launch their business, has a list of 150 persons that they can pick up the phone and call right now, than you saying, let me try to attract 150 people to me. The new momentum is in the new blood. Look deep in your organization and launch. I hope somebody captures this, Lord. I hope, right? Because I'm telling you, listen, I'm letting the cat out the bag. That is all. Listen, you see the persons you see ranking up, you see the leaders you see going to another level. That is what they're doing. They're finding new blood. They look for the new persons that want to build and launch them. They got a list of 150 people that you can connect to. Listen, I just feel sometimes like, look, don't make these things hard, right? Don't make this hard. Don't make it difficult, right? Don't make it difficult. Connect deep in your organization. And listen, you know what that means too? For everybody in the organization, for all of you guys as well, connect up. Don't just recruit up. Connect up. What does that mean? You bring in someone that you know is launchable, connect upward, connect upline, right? Connect them to someone that is earning more than you are, right? Connect upward. So for example, listen, I just brought in a hitter in my organization, right? Connect this. You say, look, Akeem, bro, I just brought in this guy. He does X, Y, Z. Boom, 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 boom. Connect up, right? Boom. I can connect with him. Boom. We get him launched. Boom. Your organization explodes. That's all we gotta do, right? Connect up. Don't just recruit up. Connect up, right? So new blood is in the new momentum. Sorry, new momentum is in the new blood, right? It's in the new blood. Then here's what also Luke said. It's also in creating of new platinum 1000s. Because we know this, right? We know this. In our business, every rank is based around platinum 1000s. Every rank is based around the platinum 1000. You help platinum 1000s, you create platinum 1000s in your organization, boom, you go to another level. All right? That's it. You focus on platinum 1000s, boom, go to another level. When you help that person go platinum 1000, you know what you're doing? You're going into their organization and create new platinum 1000s. I'm giving you, listen, this is how you build, right? This is how you build a chairman organization. You're going to their organization and you build a platinum 1000, right? And then when they go platinum 1000, you go into their organization and build a platinum 1000, right? So then you've got layers of platinum 1000s in your organization. This system starts to duplicate. Because why? You didn't just learn the information, but you live the information. So now you can lead it. So now you can teach your team to do the same thing. So then the platinum 1000s in your organization goes into their organization and start to create platinum 1000s. And then they start to go into the organization and create platinum 1000s. And then by the time you look around, it's like, yo, we got a team of chairmen, right? We got a team of chairmen. Guys, if you do this thing by yourself, right? I'm telling you, look where you get by yourself. You can go platinum 1000 by yourself. Because you don't got to create no platinum 1000s in your organization, right? You can go P1 by yourself. 30 people, anybody could do that. Anybody could go and enroll 30 persons. That's the rank, that's your lid if you're just trying to enroll persons by yourself, right? It's possible that you can do platinum 2000 by yourself. Right, but at this point, leadership now starts to step into play, right? Really starts to step into play, let me say, because you have to create platinum 1000s in your organization to go to another level. Everything, right? This is what each rank will look like. Of course, if you're doing elites, it's going to be less, right? But we aim big, right? Chairman 10, you do 10 platinum 1000s, boom, you go chairman. You go chairman. You guys understand it's just 10? It's just 10. It's just 10. You go P1. Sorry, you go chairman 10. It's just 10. Right? But in just the 10, it is the leadership that's going to be tested. It's how well you learn it. It's how well you live it. Right? So then it will determine how well you actually lead it. Guys, I really hope, man, that this session has helped some of you, really give you the keys to go and build this organization. Because I'm telling you, right? Fact is, sometimes we are sticking up a leadership talk here, right? And I'm being very, very, very open. Let me see how many persons are on this line talking to you guys straight up. Sometimes you are sticking up, right? You are trying to drag individuals across the finish line. Move with the movers. Run with the runners. If you want to walk, I am going to walk with you. If you want to sit, I am going to have a sat with you, right? And I'm going to find out what's happening, what's going on, right? Then we get you to a place where we can stand again and start to walk, and then let's get you running. But I'm not going to be running with walkers. I'm not going to be pushing persons that are sitting down. Guys, this is keys here. You've got to know when, right? Because here's what happens. Imagine dragging someone that is standing still. What's going to happen? Somebody tell me what's going to happen. Imagine dragging someone that is standing still. They get burnouts. They get injuries. They get problems. Right? Problems. So what you want to do, right, is we gotta listen. We've gotta. It's a period of counsel, so that you can help that person, to start to move. But it's that time that we gotta go through. The time of sitting with individuals, the time of understanding and looking to see what's happening, and then there's also the time to know when to move. The time to know when to move on. Look, I'm telling you, talking straight up, there's a time you've got to know when to move on. Look, you can do it for a time. Everything is for a time, but it can't be forever. Right? I want to help you. I'm extending my arm to you. But if it is that you don't extend your arm back, then listen, what it could do now is going to extend my arm to someone else. There are some people you've got to know when to let go. Right? You got to know when to let go. Right? And start to look for new blood. Start to look for new persons to work with. Start to look for new individuals to help the persons that want to help themselves. Always remember, man, it's all about the team. Teams build movements. Individuals just hit ranks. So guys, man, I hope that this session today was fruitful and it'll multiply. Right? I really hope, man, that we really take this information and run it through our organization. Run it deep in the organization. Focus on launching new individuals. Focusing on connecting with new persons. Focusing on not just mentioning but mentoring. Right? Focus on creating duplication. Focus on helping more individuals to do and build to do what's required. Focus on the right things. Right? So guys, man, with that being said, type of let's go, chairman, in the chat box, man. Drop a let's go in the chat. Let's go. Bro, listen, I love it, bro. I love it. I love it. I love it. Unmute your mics and tell me and say, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's
Let's
go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go, chairwoman.
Oh,
Let's go,
sorry.
chairman.
Sorry, chairwoman.
Good.
Let's go, chairwoman. Woo! She
All right,
trained.
all right, guys. So yeah, man, for sure. No, like I mentioned, don't just mention it. Right? Don't just mention it. Let's go and do it. Right? Don't just mention mentor. Yeah. So guys, man, with that being said, that brings us to the end of this session today. Hope you guys ready. Like I said, man, got a ton of value. Let's go. Let's get it done. Let's have an amazing week. Look out for the next session. Right? We'll see you guys and look out for the recordings. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow night on the Takeover Transformation Tuesday call. Do not miss it. All right. Have your teams on, have everybody on. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's grow. Have an amazing night, guys. Be blessed. Peace.